While Fuller House may be a family show, the Fullest House podcast is not. Listener discretion is advised. Hello and welcome to the Fullest House podcast where we're living La Vida Loca. I'm Zach Horowitz.
I'm Mark Greene.
I'm Harrison Bloom.
Guys, what the fuck was this episode? I mean that in the best possible way, by the way.
Well, you prefaced this with, this is my favorite Fernando moment ever, so I was immediately excited.
Yes, and that's at the very beginning of the episode, so we'll get to that soon. But
I was about to say, this episode starts big.
Yes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
But then I was like, does this episode ever get less crazy and weird?
No.
It's always crazy.
Yes, it is always crazy. Yeah. Yes, it is always crazy. No, it does not get. It does not go down in intensity.
No, it starts at a high. We keep on going.
It starts on a high, and it just keeps up that high for a solid 20 minutes.
Like a roller coaster that starts really high and maintains the same level, which might be a train. I might be thinking of a train.
So maybe it's not so much a roller coaster is what you're saying.
It's more so just like a very smooth.
Yeah. You know when you got that thing, you sit in it, it's on rails, and it's just one level with no twists and turns?
I was going to say it's a very smooth ride, but in reality, no, it's not. It's really just like, it's like a roller coaster, and it's like that first drop of a roller coaster, but that first drop just never ends.
Yeah, we're just going...
It's like you're just free falling, honestly.
We're going downhill and screaming the entire way.
I feel like these analogies are just losing themselves.
Yeah.
Like they've
Harrison,
become the roller coaster.
Harrison, do you have one? Do you have an analogy you want to throw out?
These analogies have become the roller coaster, and that they become a crazy ride where we realize that the roller coaster has become the analogies.
But when you think about it, aren't we all the roller coaster in a way?
We're all
Maybe the real
coaster.
roller coaster was the friends we made along the way.
It's about the journey and not the destination.
Yeah. Well, let's go to both the peak of the episode and that first
the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, the peak of the episode and the high start of that roller coaster. Everything is downhill from here.
It is okay. Mark, if I may take this. Yeah. So it starts off. We got our main cast all in the living room, minus the children. Also, CJ's here. Remember CJ? You know, Steve's fiance. She's here too.
Even though there have been episodes where we are planning Steve's wedding, she has been a non-presence.
Yeah, I think this is like the first time she showed up in all of season 3. I could be wrong on that, but
no, Zach.
It feels
Zach,
like it.
Say it with confidence. You can say anything with confidence, and it'll feel true.
Only problem is you can just search on IMDb and prove me wrong if I am. But they're all there. They're having a nice little wedding planning meeting with everybody, and that goes fairly quickly. And then they move on to the main event of the night, which is, of course,
Zach, you're skipping over one thing.
What is that?
Well, they're all gathered except for one cast member, our best boy Jimmy Gibbler.
Yes,
who comes in?
You're right. You're entirely right.
Having seen that the invitation says attire, dress. So he is wearing
oh my God.
A dress.
Holy shit, this coincidence.
Yeah?
Oh my God. So before I was talking about it with Zach, and I saw the thumbnail with Steve in the tux, and I was like, does Fernando wear a dress or something? Is that the thing Zach remembers that I don't? And he was like he couldn't quite remember it himself, and like maybe suspected.
I also did counter back with Harrison. Let's be honest here. If someone's wearing a dress, it's gonna be Jimmy Gibbler.
And you were right!
And I was right. Zach was right.
You were right!
Zach was right. We're all throwing our hands up in the air in celebration. You guys can't see it, but I'm just letting you know.
Zach was right. And Jimmy is out there defying gender roles and making it work.
In his sequins bodycon dress.
He is killing it. I also want to say, I love how it's also implied in this scene and then later confirmed that Jimmy just has a collection of dresses for some reason.
Yes.
Of course, because he's not defined by your heterosexual gender biases.
Yeah, no, he kills those dresses. Not literally, like he kills that as in like he's wearing them and he looks good. Anyways, I'm just going to go on.
He says he shaved his legs for this.
He did.
Which is more effort than I put into when I did drag.
We gotta love a dedicated man.
Yes.
Harrison, I'm imagining you did drag, but you still had like the beard.
I shaved my beard. I didn't shave anything else though, so I still had all the leg hair. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, they decide, you know what, we're just gonna go on to the main event of the night, which is, of course, karaoke. And Matt gets real excited. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go first. It's gonna be Michael Bolton. It's gonna be fucking sweet. And then Steph's like, hey, Matt, someone crossed out your name and wrote in Fernando. Which, already we're off to a great start.
We got maybe the quote of the episode.
Yes, so Matt goes up to Fernando. He's like, dude, what the fuck? He doesn't actually say what the fuck.
Well, he says, that's not fair.
And then Fernando replies with, life is not fair. But in like the best possible way.
With the cheekiest smile.
Oh yeah, like the cheekiest fucking shit-eating grin.
Which just goes to show, I mean, we never let you forget it. But Fernando is maybe the best character ever on television.
This is why Fernando is our good sweet boy. Fernando was the OG sad boy, and this is one of those moments that makes you remember why we love Fernando so much. Juan Pablo Di Pace, please come on our podcast. We haven't said that in a while. I just wanted him to know.
Yeah.
Like, Juan Pablo, I know it's been a while since we've asked you to be on our podcast. We just want you to know it's an open invite. So hit us up, man. Whenever you want to come on, we would be very excited to have you.
Yeah, whenever you're listening to all the Fuller House podcasts on the internet, take a look at ours and think of us, because we really want you.
Think of us, because we're thinking of you. It's not in a weird way, because like we really enjoy your work.
I was just gonna say, in the hierarchy of the best characters ever on television, it's like Fernando, Coach from Cheers, Dr. Zoidberg, and that's it. Those are the three best characters on television.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Which, by the way, Dr. Zoidberg, real sad boy.
He is a
real
sad boy.
Very sad boy.
Or a sad crab.
Theme.
Sad crab man. Anyways, back to our other favorite sad boy, Fernando, the number one character on television, according to Mark. After that amazing "Life is not fair" line, he pulls out a backdrop, and his backup dancers, Kimmy,
the Fernandettes.
Jimmy in a dress, and the Fernandettes, which consists of Kimmy, Jimmy in a dress, and Ramona, who just comes out of nowhere.
I love so much that Jimmy is one of the Fernandettes.
Yes. And they do a synchronized dance number while Fernando sings "Livin' La Vida Loca" by Ricky Martin.
And absolutely murders it, by the way.
It is
friggin'
glorious.
kills it.
It is.
And
beautiful.
like I said, this is like my favorite Fernando moment in the series. This might be like the greatest scene in any show ever.
Yeah. It's this. It's Charlie Day explaining Pepe Sylvia. It's I am the one who knocks, and then all the other scenes.
That's right.
There's always a top three. Like, as long as you make the podium.
Yeah.
Mark, you have to promise that if we ever become hacks and use our creative writing majors to become BuzzFeed writers, you have to make these exact lists the moment you get there.
Exactly.
Number 7 will surprise you.
Number 7 will surprise you.
And number 7 is just this scene from Full House.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Well, this scene is number 1.
And they're not typical. BuzzFeed lists aren't typically ordered. I don't know. I don't read BuzzFeed articles, but I feel like they're not typically ordered.
Oh, maybe.
Because then why would they be like number 7 would surprise? Then that would be fucking number 1. Like, why is number 7 the surprising one? If you're counting down, it should be number 1? I don't get it. What the hell, BuzzFeed? I'm gonna air out all my personal grievances with BuzzFeed. All right. We got that. Fucking Keith from the Try Guys. Why does he look so much like Grant from College?
How high do you think Tyler's blood pressure is right now? That's to
Top
fucking
10
edit
reasons
this.
Tyler's going to kill us. Number 7 will surprise you.
Top 10 ways that we are going to kill Tyler one day.
Top 10 ways that Tyler is planning on killing us in his head. Number 10, strangulation.
That's just a description of like the history of strangulation.
And it's just like a detailed murder plot for all of them.
Yes.
Anyway, check out BuzzFeed or Watch Mojo for the top 10 ways that Tyler's gonna murder us.
But anyway, living La Vida Loca.
And Gia and Rocky show up. What?
They show up like midway through the song and they're just standing in the doorway watching it. Personally, I feel like it would have been a lot funnier if they had come in, seen Fernando singing Livin' La Vida Loca, and then like 2 seconds later just left without saying anything.
That would have been wonderful.
That would have been great. Except sadly, Rocky needs to be part of the plot, so she cannot do that.
Yes.
And this episode just keeps hitting us with thing after thing after thing. Jimmy in a dress, Livin' La Vida Loca, and now Gia's here, and she recognizes Fernando from her past.
Ah!
Yeah. Mark, you want to take this one?
Well, I think she says, I know him. Didn't you dance at my bachelorette party? Zorro.
Actually, it's Zaro, because he didn't want to get sued.
Just the fact that Fernando
Legally distinct humor
was a male
dog.
stripper at one point. Like,
Hey, humor dog.
Hi.
we need a spin-off. Oh, we're doing a humor dog now. So I didn't even notice the humor dog. I was just getting all up in my
Well, I'm
Fernando
just
rant.
here to express my appreciation for other legally distinct characters.
Thank you, humor dog.
I'm just gonna sit over there in case you need me.
Thanks,
Okay,
humor dog.
we'll call upon you when we need you, humor dog. Your time will come eventually.
Okay, just going away, sitting back.
Anyway, I just
Gonna read a book.
love. Okay, you do that. I need a
Zach
spin-off.
hate
I need
humor
a prequel.
dog.
What?
Zach, do you hate
Zach.
humor dog?
Are
No,
you
I'm sorry. I just had a rant that I needed.
Go,
I had
go
like
ahead, go ahead with your
spin-off
rant.
pitch
Go ahead with your
that I
rant.
just needed to get out there. Not that I don't love humor dog. Humor dog, I want you to know that I love you.
really appreciate
Not in
that.
like that way, but in like a friendship kind of way. Like I appreciate your work. It's not weird.
Zach, what's
humor
your
dog,
rant?
please come on our podcast.
Well, I mean, it's not really a rant. It's more so I need a prequel series of Fernando's life. Because, I mean, not only is he a famous race car driver, but now he's also a male stripper. Like, I need to see what this guy's life is
I
like.
love so much. You know, we find out from the get-go Fernando has all these sexual infidelities.
Yeah.
But now we
yeah.
know he's just straight up, he was a stripper. He was a race...
Yeah.
Wait. Was he a race car driver and a stripper at the same time?
Yeah, that's the part that
Yes.
confuses me.
Right?
That's the part that confuses
Yes.
me. Is that like, I mean, because at that point, if you're a professional race car driver in like Formula One, which I think is stated he was a Formula One driver, you don't need the money from stripping, which implies to me that he did it because he wanted to do it.
It's
Yes.
about the passion with him.
Yeah.
He comes from a long line of exotic dancers, and he wanted to uphold the family name.
The Fernandez Guerrero name.
Yes, that family
Yes.
name.
Yes.
Or other competing theory, and this is either a new spinoff or part of a spinoff we may have pitched before. Fernando is like an international super spy. And all of these things
Yes.
are just like
Yes.
him being undercover.
Oh, I like that. Yes.
Mm.
Or he was taken in by the agency because of his skills as a race car driver. Him being a stripper was him undercover. He lived a real James Bond lifestyle. He had to seduce people for information. That's why he
Yes.
cheated on Kimmy. It wasn't because he didn't love Kimmy. He had to for his job. But he couldn't tell
Okay.
her to protect her. He was
Mark,
protecting her.
Hear me out. Fernando Hernandez Guerrero, international man of mystery. It's just Austin Powers, but with Fernando.
My name is Fernandez Guerrero. Fernando.
Fernando
Fernandez
Guerrero.
Fernandez
Guerrero.
Oh, we love our
Oh my
good
God.
sweet boy. We love our good sweet boy. This is like legitimately one of my favorite scenes in the entire series because it's just so wonderful and I love it.
We are
Man.
14 minutes into this episode and we are not past scene 1, but to be fair,
Oh no!
all of the shit happens in scene 1. It is the craziest and it is not
Yeah.
done. We have not gone to a new scene yet. It keeps going.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god.
Because then we get Summer Lovin'. Well, actually,
Oh, you're right.
I do want to acknowledge one line that I really love, which is Gia looks at Jimmy and she's like, "You're wearing a dress?" And he says, "Perfect fit off the rack," and he snaps.
Yeah, that was another thing. That was another thing where it was like Gia goes to him and was like, "You're wearing a dress," and he was talking. I was like, "Oh, please do like a snap at the end," and then he did, and I was very happy.
Yes.
I feel like this entire podcast has been just a giant crusade against toxic masculinity, and I love it. Yes.
This is our Fernando Guerrero Stan podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That is what our Instagram account began as.
Well,
So-
I think that's still our bio on Twitter and
Is that-
Instagram. Which, by the way, you should follow us at Fullest House Pod.
Yeah. Follow us at Fullest House Pod.
Give us a like, share, subscribe.
Do all the things. Engagement. Engage with us.
Click the bell to turn on notifications.
Yeah.
Make sure to smash that like button.
Donate to the Patreon we don't have.
But Summer Lovin'.
Summer Lovin', yes.
Had me a blast.
Yeah, which is okay, Mark. I know we said earlier it was like a very smooth ride. We lied. This is like we were at the top, and then we just go right into cringe territory.
I was gonna say my brain wanted to say it becomes a bumpy ride, but I almost said a chunky ride.
a chunky ride.
Chunky ride.
Chunky.
It is a very chunky ride.
Yeah, and then we get Summer Lovin', and it's so cringe because CJ and Matt are just sitting there staring.
Yeah, because it's a duet between
Yeah.
DJ and Steve. Although then first Jimmy and Fernando come in as Steve's backup singers, and the
Yeah.
rest of the She-Wolf pack comes in as DJ's backup singers. And then it gets
Yeah.
real dramatic and emotional.
Yeah. I mean, I think really the best part of this was like, while they're singing, you just see in the background Fernando and Jimmy like coming up and like snapping because they're gonna be Steve's backup singers. And they just come in doing their
They do the whole
wonderful
"tell me
dance
more,
moves.
tell me more. This is
Yes.
musical bits."
musical bits. That's what it is, right? That totally is not the right tune.
Yeah, anyway, there's a real moment between Steve and DJ, and CJ and Matt are very justifiably concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like the only two people there who are not a part of this musical number because they're just sitting on the couch confused like, hey, why are the people that we're dating
Hey, Steve?
doing this together?
Hey, Steve, we're engaged.
Yeah. Hey, Steve, maybe don't do that.
Maybe don't do a really heartfelt love song duet with your ex-girlfriend who you've been hung up
While
on
your
for
fiance
years.
is in the room.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
It's cringe.
but
Yeah.
Rocky and J Money go off to study, and we finally get a new scene.
Yeah.
Yes. We moved on. Scene 2.
Scene 2. Rocky does not like J Money.
As evidenced by the fact that he's sitting there studying and she's just sitting on his bed doing nothing?
Yeah. I think at one point he's like, "Hey, you want to study?" And she's like, "No, I don't want to study with you." And that's kind of the scene. And then Max comes in.
And everybody's gonna tuck him in goodnight and give him a goodnight kiss.
And Rocky has issues with this.
This scene just gave me the overwhelming urge to punch Max across the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just worst wingman ever.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
because Max says to J Money, like, "Hey, where's my goodnight kiss?" And J Money like is like, "Pff, I don't kiss you goodnight. Isn't that right, Rocky, who I'm trying to look cool in front of? Isn't that right, guys?"
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Max is just like, I cannot believe you looked me in the eyes and lied to me. And I'm like, this fucking kid.
J Money, you did a lie.
This fucking kid.
Yeah. Max absolutely refuses to let J Money look cool for once. For once in his
For
life.
once in his goddamn
Let him
life.
have this one thing. This girl likes him for some reason.
No, she doesn't.
Let him look cool.
No, yeah.
Let's just be real.
She doesn't. She doesn't like
They
him.
were assigned to be study partners.
Oh, they were assigned to be study partners? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
remember there's a line where she's like, ugh, why did our teacher do that? And J Money's like, why does he put pills in his sandwich? He's not a well man.
I feel like the teacher could definitely be in contention for Sad Boy of the Week, even though we haven't seen him on camera.
Yeah.
I think we've seen him on camera like once the entire show.
Yeah, he was also
looks
very sad then.
Yeah, but I don't know. He's definitely like in contention. Maybe like an honorable mention for Sad Boy of the Week, which we'll get to later.
But Rocky is having none of this family's shit.
Yeah, but then DJ gets a text from Gia saying, "Hey, the Tinder guy that I'm hooking up with, I'm not gonna be able to pick up Rocky, so can she like stay over for the night?" So Rocky's sleeping over.
Yep.
She's stuck in this house with these crazy people.
This is how they get you. They invite you over to study.
And thus the purification of Rocky begins.
And guys, the house for that night becomes just a little more full.
Hey, I see what you did there.
Even fuller house.
It's like the title of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. It was a good joke, Mark.
Thank you.
So
Well-
in the next scene, we have Stephanie.
Yeah.
Stephanie is upset that she wasn't invited to the premiere to a movie that she sold Boy Next Door to.
Yeah, they're using her song in a
songs
movie, and she wasn't at the premiere.
Mm.
But Barack Obama was there, Denzel was there, George Lopez was there. That is how Max frames it, and I am forever tickled by the fact that, I mean, of course you know who he's referring to when he says Denzel, but like that he has to refer to Obama by first and last name, and it's just like, no, and you know who Denzel is.
I also love that Obama and Denzel are in the same sentence as George Lopez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, nothing against George Lopez. He was wonderful as Mr. Electricity Dodd in The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl 3D. And who could forget the best show, George Lopez.
I think it's setting up a joke because Kimmy goes like, George Lopez,
Oh yeah.
I know. I just like making fun of George Lopez.
Mr. Electricidad. He does a good
Mr.
job.
Electricity
He does
Dodd
a good
himself.
job
Yeah.
as Mr. Electricidad.
Yeah, he did. No, I love George Lopez.
There's one line in particular that like the image is in my head of him just doing way too much with it, but I can't remember what the line is.
I feel like I
Mr.
can't remember any like
Electricity
specific line.
But he's just like yelling at a bunch of children.
Oh yeah.
Probably fucking Linus, am I right?
Fucking Linus. Everybody go, if you don't know what we're talking about, go rent The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
He yells something like, "Dreams are for babies" or something like that.
We'll have to
That's what the
change
movie's
Linus
about.
over Minus. We'll have to change your name to Minus. And it's like, oh shit, George Lopez just roasted a kid.
Yeah, get that kid. Fuck that kid right up.
And anyways,
Bully that child.
anyways, this inspires Jimmy
Yeah, get
Gibbler
fucked
to be
8-year-olds.
Like, hey, I got a surprise for you tonight. Come to the living room and wear like a fancy dress or something like that. I don't know, dress up fancy. And it's like very much implied that he's just gonna do a red carpet premiere
Yeah.
for her without explicitly
Well,
saying
it's
it.
implied, yet she says, "What's gonna happen?" He's like, "I don't know. It's a secret, even from myself."
The idea is so good, it implanted in the subconscious mind. He had to dig it out
Like-
through like psychotherapy sessions.
Like that is what it ends up being. It's a red carpet thing, but like, what else was he gonna do?
Yeah, exactly. He was gonna hold the filmmakers at gunpoint and force them to do another red carpet premiere where they highlight Stephanie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was definitely the plan, but he decided to tone it down a bit.
But Rocky comes downstairs. She is angrily wearing Ramona's pink pajamas.
I love that they couldn't have given her anything more subtle. It had to be Ramona's pink pajamas.
Again, the whole joke is she's being slowly indoctrinated into this family.
Yeah, and also like she didn't come over expecting to spend the night. Like she didn't bring her own pajamas.
Yeah,
I know,
and it's what's
Ramona,
the worst thing for her to be put in? Yeah, I guess the implication. You're right. In the fiction, Ramona gave her those pajamas.
Yeah, and also Ramona never does she wear stuff like that a lot?
I think she's been in pajamas. She has like pajamas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the Gibblers, I think.
Yeah.
We've definitely seen Ramona and Kimmy in matching pajamas, but I like the implication that Ramona just like hates Rocky for whatever reason. She's like, I have less embarrassing pajamas, but wear these.
And thus the purification process has begun.
It has begun. Soon she will be one of us.
One of us. One of us. One of us. One of us.
Just gonna...
One of us. One of us. Okay, I'm
just
done.
gonna jump in here again for a second. In addition to
Humor
legally...
dog.
That's me. Legally distinct humor dog. In addition to
Tyler,
legal...
Tyler, when I yell humor dog, can you add in like an applause track in there? Thank you.
In addition to legal distinction, I'm also an expert in cults.
Oh boy.
What
I didn't know you were such a cult expert, humor dog.
So
Tell
I
us,
actually have to go, but if you have any questions about cults, just text me.
You came here just to tell us. Wait, hold on a minute.
You came here an expert on cults.
Just to say that you are a cult expert, and then leave.
Guys, she's already gone. I don't know what you... Tyler, can you put in like a door closing sound effect when humor dog leaves?
We should just ask Tyler for more sound effects. I feel like that's how.
I'm sorry, Tyler. Well,
go.
this is the number 6 reason why we killed Tyler. How we killed Tyler.
Asking him for more sound effects.
Yeah. This podcast is slowly killing us all. Anyways, next scene.
Yep.
Actually, no. There is another thing where Rocky is left alone with the baby, and Ramona's like, "Hey, can you watch the baby for a second?" And Rocky's like, "No," but then Ramona leaves, and then there's a really cute scene with Rocky and the baby.
Yeah,
Yep.
She has a heart. She can't help it. They're indoctrinating her.
She has a
They're
heart.
forcing her.
Guys, baby is cute.
They are. Baby is
Cute, and Rocky
cute.
has to acknowledge that. She can't hate the baby like I do.
Noted baby hater. Yeah, I was gonna say it was definitely a surprise coming from noted baby hater Mark Greene.
She's going through the same season 1 character arc that you did, Mark.
Yeah, exactly.
The span of an episode.
Exactly. So like we did it first. Like weird that you're ripping us off. What? 3 years ago, Fullest has, but like we made that joke. I don't.
Yeah, we own that.
Yeah.
We own that. Copyright the Fullest has podcast.
Copyright Good Time Boys 2020.
Copyright Good Time Boys Inc.
Yes.
LLC.
LLC.
Yeah.
So.
But also J Money, we should say J Money comes in and sees her playing with the baby.
Yes.
She threatens him, then punches him, and we get maybe apart from Life is Not Fair, the second best line in the episode, which J Money goes, "Ow, that really hurt," and then he turns away and goes, "Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry."
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
It's so good.
I think this episode has like the best Fernando line in the series and also the best J Money line in the series.
This is true. Well, the moment she punches him, I said, "Is this the episode where it's don't cry, don't cry?"
Yeah, you said it like right before, and then it happened, and we all celebrated.
Yay!
Yay! He said the thing.
Yeah, but you're right, Steve. There's a line. Steve calls DJ out of surgery to help him pick out a tie and do like bridal shopping.
I also want to note, he says he can't pick out a tie and he's stuck between 2 and they look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you don't have the discerning taste that some of us do, Zach.
Oh, well, I'm sorry,
right.
Mark.
Jimmy Gibbler would be
I'm sorry,
able
I'm
to
so low
recognize the
class.
differences between the fabric.
I'm sure he would, but I'm no Jimmy Gibbler. And I
Yeah.
acknowledge that. I'm an inferior human being.
We can all only aspire to be Jimmy Gibbler.
Exactly.
Yes.
So there are two ties, and they look the same.
Yeah.
And Berta does not care.
I feel like it says something that DJ left surgery to help Steve
that's
with
like,
this.
That's like passed over. That's like a throwaway line, and it's just never brought up.
DJ is still so hung up on Steve, but also,
God.
like, did a dog die so DJ could help Steve pick between two ties?
Matt is there. I guess he
That's
could've
true.
finished
Yeah,
the
Matt
surgery.
can take care of it. Matt's a capable doctor.
He is.
Yep.
And he, for some reason, is okay with her leaving to help Steve with
Yeah.
his bullshit.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
okay.
Matt.
He said it was an emergency.
Okay,
He
this
does have
is true. This is true. For all she knew, Steve was dying.
Yeah.
And
he
we're
called
laughing.
The veterinarian.
Steve could have been dying, and we're just
Well,
laughing.
he could. Well, no. He would have. No, I mean, if he had picked the wrong tie, he would have died on the wedding day from embarrassment.
That's true.
That is so true.
Also, is it normal to pick a white tie with a white shirt? Because he was wearing a white shirt, but he was wearing a white tie.
Listen, I've just come to the conclusion that even though he was debating between those two ties, like Steve has a higher plane of understanding of the fashion world
Yeah.
than I do.
Yeah.
That's probably true.
So I'm just gonna accept that like it works.
We're just not we're good time boys. We're not fashion boys.
Exactly. Anyway, stay tuned for our next podcast, Fashion Boys.
Fashion boys. It's gonna be a real
Where
hoot.
we give really cold takes on fashion every week because we don't know what we're
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah.
Exactly.
But yes, the bridal shop owner person, Berta, who's got a real attitude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
She's got some tude.
she's very angry today.
She gives DJ a dress and say, "Try this on," and DJ very excitedly does.
Yeah, she insists that DJ tries this dress on.
Yep.
Is it that Berta thought she was the bride, or did she?
Well, yeah, she did.
Okay, yeah.
But at the same time, Berta's aware that the groom isn't supposed to see the bride in the wedding dress, right?
So Berta just doesn't give a fuck.
Berta,
Yeah,
guys,
Berta
Berta
does
don't
not
give a
give a
fuck.
fuck.
Look out for our new T-shirt. Berta don't give a fuck.
Yeah, coming to you soon.
As Tyler points out, she's a pot stirrer.
Yes.
When Berta shows up, you get into some trouble.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the characters don't immediately realize, but we immediately knew DJ was trying on CJ's dress, which is so bad.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh my god, DJ, get some boundaries.
And then Steve notices, oh my god, the tag on that's CJ's dress. And I had already written in my notes, DJ tries on CJ's dress, all like underlined with exclamation points. And then after that, I wrote in all caps, she is in CJ's dress. It is bad. This is a bad relationship.
Just abort.
Yep, bad situation.
DJ,
Yeah.
you weren't even getting married. Why were you trying on wedding dresses?
But wouldn't you know, CJ shows up. Oops.
What?
Oops.
I love that he immediately says, "Oh, we gotta get that dress off right before CJ gets here." And he looks out the window, and CJ is right there.
Oh yeah.
It's just what? Like that timing.
And they come up with the best plan, which is DJ, pretend to be a mannequin.
It's so good. What a great idea.
They put the veil over
You
her,
couldn't like
which
go to the bathroom or something.
you can super see through.
And also, I want to point out like the poses that DJ does because she moves. Because like, there's a whole thing where it's a whole bit where she's a mannequin, but she's also trying to leave the store in CJ's dress. So I don't know why that's a good idea.
Yeah, also,
notice the dress is gone.
I was about to say, this is a bad plan because even if CJ doesn't figure out that mannequin is DJ, like, CJ's there. It's her dress. What's good?
Yeah.
It's times like this that I wish Humor Dog was here to offer us counsel.
Oh, it's too
Humor
bad
Dog.
he's gone.
Humor Dog, are you there?
Humor Dog. Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. I gotta give him a call. Hold on. I'm just dialing his number right now. Okay, it's ringing.
I just want to point out that Zach literally lifted up his phone for this bit.
Yeah, wait, I don't know why I did that. I literally picked up my phone and like faked dialing a number and then held it up to my ear. And I'm like, and it took me until you said that to realize, wait a minute, no one's gonna understand that I did that.
Audio format, guys.
So that joke
I got the call.
derailed.
I came as soon as I heard.
Humor Dog. He picked up. Humor Dog. I'm sorry. Mark had a question for you. Hold on, you're on speaker. Mark.
Humor Dog. I'm just DJ's in CJ's dress, and her and Steve's feelings are so tangled and twisted, and just everything feels so uncertain right now. I wish I could have some advice from you or something, just something to make it all make sense.
Well, Mark, you just have to realize that the world is confusing. It's often a dark, scary place. But you have your friends, you have your family. There are so many people who care about you, and if you just remember that they're there for you, you're gonna make it out all right.
Humor Dog, I have a question.
Shoot.
If you walked into a wedding dress shop and saw that your fiance's ex-boyfriend was trying on your tuxedo, what would you do?
Oh, you gotta dump his ass.
Humor Dog. I also have a question.
Right? Okay. Yep.
Okay, so if Timmy has 11 apples and he gives 5 of them to John, how many apples does Timmy have left? I need to know.
I believe he has 6 apples.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Humor Dog. Nice.
Anyway, she's in CJ's dress.
Nice. Sweet.
Tyler is so upset with us.
Oh, Tyler's gonna kill us.
CJ catches DJ, and she's upset she can't wear her wedding dress now that took her so long to find because now Steve has seen it.
Yeah.
DJ says, well, I'll help you find a new one. And we're just shouting at the screen, get out of this situation, DJ. The best thing to do is to just leave these two people alone.
Yep.
I also want to point out she could have like gone to she couldn't have gone and like changed out of it using the changing room because Berta was on smoke break in the changing room for some reason.
Because Berta don't give a fuck.
No.
Berta don't give a fuck.
At one point, Berta like has the gall to like poke her head out of the dressing room when DJ is explaining and say like, don't throw me under the bus when it is objectively her fault.
It's her fault, yeah. DJ's like, Berta gave me this dress and told me to try it on. She said, don't blame Berta.
And he's also like, you know, if I saw someone in my wedding dress, I'd fucking murder them.
Yeah.
She's a
and there's also a picture
she's
of
stirring
Steve
it.
she's a pot stirrer. There's a picture of Steve with DJ in CJ's wedding dress from like the shop because she insisted on taking the picture. And they're like, no, Berta, we're not a couple. And Berta's like, Berta, not interested in your life story. Anyway, smile for picture. This scene is a mess, and it's all Berta's fault.
I know you don't give a fuck, but like maybe read the room a little, Berta. But yeah, CJ immediately forgives DJ.
Because CJ's just the nicest person.
CJ's the nicest person. I feel like there's more to work through here than just, I understand, DJ. You're still in love with my fiance, but that's not your fault. Anyway, we're gonna be the best of friends. CJ is just the best. She's very nice.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Steve,
you know what? I'm rooting for Steve and CJ now, because CJ's
They deserve each other.
They deserve each
Or maybe
CJ
maybe
deserves
Steve,
happiness.
Yeah.
maybe Steve doesn't deserve CJ, but I'm rooting
Yes.
for them.
Yeah.
Steve does not deserve CJ. CJ deserves happiness.
I do have issues with the fact that CJ forgives DJ immediately because DJ's the protagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no other reason.
It's just because we have the wedding episode in like 2 or 3
Yep.
episodes, and she needs to be in Japan.
Yep. We need
It makes
need
sense.
DJ there. We need all the characters there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every character
Oh,
always
man.
has to be there.
How weird would it be if Kimmy, Fernando, Matt, and all of the kids were there and not DJ?
Like they just said, yeah, I just couldn't be there because CJ hates me that much.
I thought you were gonna say what happened if like Matt, Fernando, and like the kids just weren't invited and didn't go to I almost said Canada and didn't go to Japan. I don't know why I almost said Canada.
Well, I get them confused all the time.
Oh yeah, I know they're so confusing.
Japanada.
Japanada.
We're gonna make our own sovereign nation, Japanada.
Anime, eh?
3 Americans.
Oh
make it
god!
Japan.
No! We stopped the joke there. That was too good and too. That was so quick and like one of those things where I'm like, I hate it, but I love it. We're stopping the bit there.
Okay.
Anime.
Anime, eh?
Anime.
I hate myself for coming up with that.
I just mean
And I
like
also
there's
love
in
it.
Friends where Ross's fiance is uncomfortable with Rachel being there because Ross and Rachel had a very serious romance, and it's like, yes, I understand. And then Rachel flies to England anyway, and it's a bad idea.
Yeah.
And she kind of ruins Ross's life for a little bit.
Yeah.
Although it's my favorite Ross season. Ross being sad is the best season.
I
Pathetic
think
Ross.
honestly, watching Fuller House has just become like our awakening to just the power of sad men in fiction.
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
And how they're the best characters in literally anything.
Yeah, but like I'm just saying it would be really funny if all of her kids were in Japan for Steve's wedding, but DJ wasn't.
That would also be pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, then we go to the next scene where Steph and Jimmy arrive at the house, the Fuller house.
Yes.
I remember thinking, wow, Stephanie's dress looks a lot like Jimmy's dress from the beginning, but in purple.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also want to point out Stephanie is wearing a dress. Jimmy is not.
Jimmy is not wearing a dress. But I point out that it looks a lot like one of Jimmy's dresses because then he opens the door. They do the whole red carpet thing. Someone asks Steph, who are you wearing? And she says, it's from Jimmy's collection of dresses. It's from the Jimmy
It's never
Gibbler
explained
collection.
why he has a collection of dresses. We just kind of accept it and we love him for it.
Yeah,
I'd
he has
like to
many
think that
dresses. And it's good.
She's wearing Jimmy Gibbler, that it's his brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a photographer, but his true dream is
To be a
as
fashion designer.
to be a fashion
Dressmaking.
designer. Yeah, dressmaking.
Yes.
Rocky is wearing a frilly pink dress. She is fully acclimated.
Yes. And they put on the movie. It's also, I forget what the movie's called, but it's like some horror
Like
movie franchise.
Reaper
4 or
2,
something like that.
or like Reaper 4, the Reaper Ring.
Yeah,
something like
something
that.
like that. It's like a
Death
horror
Trap
movie.
for the Reaper Returns, I think is.
Yeah,
what-
oh,
Yeah, it was
okay.
something like that. And
Yeah.
they play the movie, but there's also a very good line from
Yeah.
Jimmy Gibbler.
Well, Stephanie says like it only premiered last week, right? And Jimmy says it's already streaming on Netflix. They're taking over the world in a good way.
He is the best Netflix salesman.
He's the
this
best
is like the
Netflix-
second time
Yeah.
he's done this.
He's the only one in this show who can break the fourth wall effectively.
But
Yeah.
also, like, you don't need to promote Netflix. We already have Netflix.
Yeah, we're watching this on Netflix.
Like, how are we watching the show if we don't have Netflix? You don't need to promote your own platform that we're watching the show on.
I want to say Netflix didn't ask them to do it, and the writers just wanted to be trolls. Like, wouldn't it be funny if we promoted Netflix on a Netflix show, even though they already have to have the subscription?
I feel like knowing this show, they'd be like, oh, we gotta promote Netflix, because otherwise how are people gonna continue to watch the show? How are people gonna watch it if they don't know where it is?
Yeah.
Given that they've already started watching the show.
They're trying to guilt the one person who comes over to like their Netflix owner's friend. Like,
Well, it's for all the people who are pirating Fuller House.
yeah, yes, exactly.
But they put on the movie. Steph's song immediately plays. It's how the movie opens, I guess.
Yeah, it's on like the radio.
Yeah, it's on the radio. It plays
For 2 seconds.
For 2 seconds, and then the carnage starts.
Yeah.
And Steph is sad,
Which is very bad pacing.
but also
Yeah.
like you thought they were gonna score a scene in a slasher horror movie using The Boy Next Door.
You really think they're gonna score a scene in a horror movie with a song in which the popular music video stars a baby and a dog
Baby
doing
and a
cute
puppy.
things? Baby and a dog doing cute things, musical bits.
And that's our other spin-off, Baby and a Dog.
Yes.
Do they fight crime together, or do they open up a restaurant?
Ooh.
Why not both?
Ooh.
Ooh,
Yeah, they do both. That's like their secret identity, right?
yeah.
Every good superhero needs a secret identity.
They use the restaurant to collect information about the mob.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
like a secret hatch in the kitchen which is like their secret lair where the baby and the dog do superhero things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's copyright trademark. The Good Time,
Time Boys
Boys
2021.
LLC.
2021. You gotta add the
2021.
year.
Yep. So if you make that show, you have to pay us money.
You have to credit us. You have to pay us money. Listen, if there are any TV executives that watch Fullest House, we're giving you guys gold week in and week out.
We're giving you guys gold. But Stephanie sort of says, I mean, it's a bit like my moment with Humor Dog. She's sad that they didn't really use her song, but she realizes she has the people all around her who care about her, and she says, I love you guys. And Rocky says, and we love you. And then she goes, what is happening to me? Because like
good.
were Rocky's lines written by another person? She's so good.
Yeah.
I feel like she and Jimmy are quickly becoming the other two characters that could be in a better show.
Yeah. Oh, they're
Yeah.
so good. Rocky is so
like,
good.
We now have a top 3 of characters that could be in a better show, and it's Ramona, Jimmy, and now Rocky.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I feel like Fernando maybe could be in a better show, but he matches the energy of this show so much.
He
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Speaking of, they do La Vida Loca again.
Oh god.
They're still living
Oh,
La
yeah,
Vida
yeah.
Loca.
We end as we begin.
Fernando decides at the end of this like really heartfelt moment, he's like, you know what this moment needs? More karaoke. And then the backdrop comes down again and he starts singing Livin' La Vida Loca again. And then Gia enters. It's like deja vu. It's like the first scene all over again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Gia's just like, hey, you guys have like this weird Ricky Martin problem. Like, what the hell?
Rocky, why are you wearing that? And Rocky says, it's a cult I had to adapt to survive. Best character in the episode, maybe.
Years
Yeah.
later,
Oh,
Rocky
for
writes
sure.
her memoirs, My Years
Yeah.
in the Fuller Cult.
My one night in the Fuller cult.
Yeah. Rocky's great. Rocky's the best.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, Steve, the next scene is Steve comes by. It's 10 p.m. He's got some like donuts. I forget why he comes by.
He comes by to talk about like what happened at the bridal shop.
Okay, yeah. Because I know DJ finally does what we've been shouting at her and Steve to do and says, I think once you and CJ get married, I'm going to have to kind of step back a little out of respect for CJ.
Hey, DJ, this isn't about you.
Yep. Hey, DJ. And she finally realizes it.
Yeah.
She finally
Yeah.
realizes maybe this isn't about you.
However, they frame this like it's a really bad thing. Like they really cannot function as friends at all unless they're being super weird with each other.
Yeah, yeah.
God, I just want to bring up the fucking ending of this scene and the
Oh, yeah.
episode as a whole.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Is that like Steve leaves and it cuts back to them singing Summer Lovin', but like the very end, like that slow part, and we're all just groaning.
It doesn't cut back to.
Well, no, it
them.
doesn't cut
just-
back to it. It plays it.
plays it
yeah.
again.
It
It's a
plays it in the background.
reprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a reprise.
It's a reprise, and I think we
So
all
we got a reprise of both of the karaoke songs.
Oh yeah. I guess it works then. I'm for it. I was
Yeah.
about to say we all groan and go fuck this shit. But no, it's actually very clever.
It is. but it's also just like, I don't know. You can't go from Fernando's Living La Vida Loca to this cringe version of Summer Lovin'.
This is true.
It's just the emotional whiplash that comes with it.
They have them both looking very wistful. They're obviously in love with each other. And it plays the slow ending of Summer Lovin' as it fades to black.
And that's the ending of the episode, which brings us to the ending of our episode and our favorite segment, Sad Boy of the Week.
Sad Boy of the Week. Sad Boy of the Week.
Tyler, add some like air horns in there as well. Make it like real hype and stuff. All right. Who do we have for nominees this week?
I have a Dark Horse nomination.
By the way, the song is called Summer Nights. Tyler
is it called Summer Nights?
Points that out. We don't want to embarrass ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler suggested a really good Dark Horse nominee I had not thought of at all.
Yes.
Which is, of course, Rocky.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's a very good Dark Horse nomination.
It's like, I don't want to give it to him too much, but I feel like J Money should be in the conversation.
Yes. For the Don't Cry line.
But yeah, Rocky is a good Dark Horse nomination.
Honestly, I feel like this might be weird considering like how much we talked about how much we loved everybody in this episode, but I feel like our normal contenders weren't exactly sad.
No,
I feel like my nomination, I feel like I gotta give DJ a nomination.
Maybe DJ.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And just can we like acknowledge, not like in serious contention, but like honorable mention to the teacher.
Honorable mention to the teacher at Summer School.
Yes.
He doesn't appear on screen, but he is very sad.
He can't even take his pills normally, so he puts them in his sandwich.
Yeah. He's not a healthy man.
I'm
trying to think.
But
like,
should I run through? I think those are.
I think that's
those are the only nominees that are coming to my mind.
Because I feel like our usual contenders, like our usual suspects, like Fernando and Steve, they weren't really sad this episode. They were just kind of great.
Yeah. But so should I run through the cases?
Go for it.
Okay, I'll start with teacher, which is he puts pills in his sandwich.
And puts Rocky, probably the smartest girl in summer school class, with J Money.
J Money.
I almost referred to him by the false name.
Yeah.
The false idol.
The false.
But J Money's case, I think we could get more into the details, but I think it could be summed up in 6 words. Don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry.
Yes.
Is that all I should say about J Money?
Honestly, yeah, it's just that, and he tries to look cool in front of Rocky and fails miserably.
He Max calls him out for lying and saying that he doesn't kiss Max goodnight every night.
Poor J Money.
And two instances of don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, because Rocky does punch him again before she leaves.
Yes. That is true.
DJ is, let's see, still very much in love with her engaged ex-boyfriend.
While she's dating another man.
Yeah.
Sings a whole duet of Summer Nights with him. In front of her boyfriend.
And his fiance.
Yeah, and his fiance. She leaves mid-surgery, which presumably she's performing with her boyfriend, to go help her ex-boyfriend pick out ties. Of course, she was told it was an emergency. She leaps at the chance to try on a wedding dress, even though she's not getting married, which I understand there might be an allure, but also, hey, hold your horses, DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, sorry. You finish this first, but I have another surprise nominee.
She wears the dress of her ex-boyfriend's fiance. I repeat, she's wearing the dress of her ex-boyfriend's fiance.
Yeah.
Pretends to be a mannequin so as to not get noticed.
Fails at that.
Fails at that. It's bad sneaking out behavior. Also, I just want to acknowledge, it seems like CJ has like terrible eyesight, because she keeps looking and she's like, yep, that's a mannequin and not a woman I have met many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then eventually it's like the third time where she's like, wait a minute, wasn't this mannequin like over there and also over there? Like it takes until the third time because she has to freeze because she opens the door and there's like a ding sound that plays.
Yeah. Well, I understand the first time she's like on a pedestal, and then when she's not looking, she goes and she's hiding in with a bunch of other mannequins at the front at the window display. It takes DJ just freezing in front of the door in the middle of the room for CJ to notice her.
Yeah. This teleporting mannequin.
But also, this human woman is very clearly not a mannequin.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Again, like, you've met DJ before. She has your face.
Yes. Is that it for DJ?
I think that's it for
that's
DJ.
about it for
Okay, I'd like to bring up Steve as a nominee as well.
Steve, I think, is a good nominee. Steve does a duet with his ex-girlfriend, who he is still very much in love with, even though he is engaged. He does this in front of his fiance and her boyfriend. Not his fiance's boyfriend, DJ's boyfriend.
Pulls DJ out of surgery to help
him pick out a tie because he can't choose between two white ties. Oh, my favorite Steve line in the episode is when CJ discovers DJ. She says, "Why are you wearing my dress?" And Steve goes, "Yeah, why are you wearing my dress?"
Oh, Steve.
And yeah, stops by. He's freaking out. He comes up with possibly the worst plan to hide DJ, which is pretend to be a mannequin and sneak out with her dress.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
He comes around. He offers DJ a maple log, even though he's eaten all the maple logs.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much his case.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Is
And
that
then,
Rocky.
Yeah,
Rocky.
Our dark
Yes.
horse candidate. Rocky walks in on this family singing well, first she's assigned as study partners with J Money.
Which is a fate worse than death.
A fate worse than death.
Okay, on. In defense of that, to be fair, we have seen in previous episodes, first of all, it's summer school. The bar is very low.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
Second of all, it has been shown with J Money and his friends in previous episodes, J Money is the smart one out of his friends.
This is true. True.
It is entirely possible
the
that
professor.
J-Money and Rocky are the smartest ones in this summer
I'm just saying, she could have done a lot. She could have been with Mankowski for all I care.
This is true.
Who probably would have thirsted after Gia for the entire time. That should have been split off. Rocky and Mankowski becoming study partners. Mankowski thirsts over Gia.
Anyway, I just mean it in that she very much does not want to be study partners with J Money.
No.
She's dropped off at his house in the middle of La Vida Loca. She bears witness to Max's long tucking in ritual.
God.
She is
then
forced to spend the night at the Fuller house. She's trapped with these people. She's given the most embarrassing pajamas, of which J Money takes a picture.
Yep, because he
without her consent.
Without her consent.
Trying to get killed by her.
Yeah, I think she says, "Delete that photo or I'll delete you from this planet."
Yeah.
Which is a pretty good line.
Yeah, pretty good line. She threatens to kill J Money. Her brain starts to get invaded by this family. She snuggles the baby and gives him a cookie. And J Money walks in on it, embarrassing her. And she keeps slowly getting indoctrinated into this family. She's wearing a dress. She finds herself saying things like, "And we love you too." Because her mom just left her with these people to get lucky with her Tinder date, whose name she does not even know.
Yes, this is true.
This all happened in one day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. To me, I think it's really down to J Money, Steve, and Rocky for me.
Okay.
Or maybe DJ. Steve and DJ are kind of like.
So that's all the nominees, Zach.
Is that everybody?
That's
okay.
everybody.
It's between everybody.
It's between Steve,
no,
DJ,
I took out
J
the
Money,
teacher. I took out the teacher.
J Money, and
I
Rocky,
took out the teacher.
who we nominated as a special honoree.
As an honorary.
Okay,
nominee.
fine. I'm torn. I don't know who to pick.
Okay, I think I'm gonna vote for our dark horse, Rocky.
Me too. I'm gonna vote
Yeah,
for her.
I like
because-
honestly, I think Rocky was probably
Yeah.
my front runner. I'm fine with this.
Rocky, because she's so her sadness, her trials and tribulations are just by far the funniest and the most
Yeah.
annoying for her character to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, part of me wanted to vote for J Money just for the don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. So I feel like I'll just throw him like a pity vote, even though like Rocky still wins because majority.
Sure.
Because like
yeah.
I feel like he has to get a vote because of the don't cry line. It's wonderful. It's one of the
Oh,
saddest
yeah.
moments in
Oh,
the entire series. And I think that was like really the moment
Yeah.
where in our first watch through we realized, oh, he really is just sad.
I think you've identified that moment as many times throughout these past 2 seasons.
Maybe.
But it's definitely one of those moments where we're just like, we love our sad boy. We love our sad boy. But
Yeah.
today we have a sad girl.
Today we have a sad girl,
Yes.
Rocky. I think this is her first.
Yeah, that's her
Sadboy
first.
win.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
her
It
first.
is. Yeah, it's got
First nomination,
All right,
first
well,
win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach, you want to take us home?
1 for 1. Yeah, sure. All right, so that is gonna do it for another episode of the Fullest House podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure you like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Fullest House Pod. Once again, I'm Zach Horowitz,
I'm Mark Greene.
I'm Harrison Bloom.
and until next time, may your houses be fuller, and may your dresses be from the Jimmy Gibbler collection. See you guys next week.